Alright, this game we are playing as the Ghostface. I'm going to teach you how to play this character not only ethically, but in a way that will ensure the survivors have a good time. The first thing to know about... Oh, sorry, I have to check this. The first thing you have to know about Ghostface is you cannot use any perks that slow down or regress generators in any way. All of your perks must be trash. They must be things that do absolutely nothing and are only for fun. Now, I am marking the survivor, however, I cannot fully mark them and expose them. You can only use it as intimidation. Marking a survivor allows you to down them in one hit if they play really poorly and allow you to mark them, and that is just not fair to a survivor. If a survivor plays poorly, it is not only inappropriate, but disrespectful to punish them for it. As you can see, we're just going to run around this loop, allow them to loop us for as long as they want. There we go. He is next to us. There, that was an ethical hit. You are allowed to break chase with Ghostface and switch to other survivors, but you cannot do that with any other killer. Ghostface is the only one. We're going to go back here. We're going to get all stealth and scary. So we could have marked her there pretty easily, but once again, do not use your power. Do not mark a survivor. We're going to continue running. She vaulted the window. Another important thing to note as a killer, if a survivor keeps running to loops that are unbeatable, you are not allowed to break chase. You must continue chasing them. Your only exception is if you hit them and they run really far away and there's another survivor directly next to you. As you saw there, I hit that survivor that ran away, and this guy was right next to me. So that is okay. The survivor has dead hard for sure. You are not allowed to wait out dead hard. You must swing wildly. If a survivor is trying to blind you, do not look away. If a survivor has the time to bring in a flashlight, that is a commitment, and you must respect that commitment. Never punish a survivor for a bad play, and never counter whatever they brought. Alright, I'm going to teach you how to hook a survivor. Once you have a survivor on a hook, you must pick a direction and continue walking that way. If a survivor passes you, you may not hit them. If the survivor is immediately unhooked, you may not go back. You must leave the area. No exceptions. It does not matter if it's the last generator. It doesn't matter if there are no generators. You must leave the hook. They have a boon. You are not allowed to break boons. Survivors put a lot of time in putting that boon down, and they cannot physically stop you from destroying their boon, which is unfair and unfun to the survivors. As you see here, he is running somewhere very, very safe, but we did not hear another survivor, so we are not allowed to break chase. Luckily, the survivor has unfortunately made a mistake. Alright, we have downed a survivor. The basement is next to us. However, keep in mind, you cannot use the basement. The basement is scary and unfun for survivors. Do not ever put a survivor down there. Alright, survivor's on the hook. Fantastic. We must leave. Do not kick generators. We are going to sneak up here. So far, we have been 100% ethical. As you imagine, the survivors are probably having a lot of fun right now. Very nice. We used our power to confuse the Fang, which is okay. You are allowed to go stealth. That is completely fine. It is marking them that is not allowed. Keep that in mind. Also, if you know that a survivor is on death hook, you cannot chase them. Unless every survivor is on death hook. This survivor's on death hook, so we may never chase them again. We have found another survivor. Keep in mind that if you are mid-chase with a survivor and they run towards the hook, you may not down them. If it looks like they're going to go unhook the survivor, you must let them go. You may not prevent an unhook. It is unethical, and there is nothing a survivor can do about it. Therefore, it is unfun. Alright, put this survivor on the hook. Once again, remember, do not destroy boons. Survivors put the perk on and took the time to set up the boon. It would not be fair of you to destroy it. If you are not thinking about the survivor's fun, you are playing killer wrong. We may not kill the Fang. We have to chase Rai. Fang is on death hook, so it would be inappropriate to knock him down. Simply putting a survivor on the floor and not picking them up is so egregious to the survivor community that there's a good chance you will be expelled from the community in general. Very nice, we were outplayed. We must continue. We could stop that generator, but we are mid-chase. It would be unethical. We did a slight mind game. Mind games are okay. You're allowed to mind game to an extent. If a survivor clearly has no idea how to deal with mind games, do your best to resist, but that's up to your interpretation. That's a very difficult rule to enforce. Just know that if the survivor was bad, and you happen to down them, you may be subject to some harassment from the survivors. Another generator is almost completed. We are not allowed to chase Rai or Daddy Slayer. They are both on death hook, and it would not be fair. Alright, Dragonade is injured, so we're going to chase them. We're going to continue chasing this Meg. Unfortunately for Meg, she was not sure where we were, so she is going to go down. It's unfortunate. Now, it's quite difficult sometimes to keep track of which survivors are on death hook and which aren't, but you really have to work hard to remember, because if I accidentally killed someone... Okay, Dragonade is who we want. I believe Dragonade and Laylee S are the survivors we want to fight. The other two are not allowed to be targeted. This survivor is over here. They are not going for the hook, so I'm allowed to chase them. Now the generator is done. He does not make that window. That's a very good hit. We must walk past this survivor on the hook. Now he is going to a very safe area, and you could, in theory, go back to the hook, and you could possibly gain some kills by doing so, but that would not be fair or ethical. So try not to do that. Very nice. That survivor is on death hook, so we must leave him alone. Very good. Now, sometimes you'll be stuck in a position like this, where Dragonade has just been hooked, but they might be the only one not on death hook. So what do you do in that scenario? Well, you wait for them to heal, and then you're allowed to chase them. As you can see, he is healed, so I'm allowed to chase. We will continue running straight at the Meg. We will not chase anyone else. There we go. Now everyone is Death Hook, which means I'm allowed to chase absolutely anyone I want, except for Meg, because Meg was just on the hook. His survivor is injured. We are allowed to chase them. Everyone is on Death Hook. The last generator should pop here momentarily. All right. Now, unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna be killing a survivor this game, which isn't ideal. You're allowed to do it in theory, but only if you play as ethically as I have. I have made some mistakes. I was near a hook at one point in the game, which isn't really okay. I mean, some people might say it's fine due to the circumstance, but try to refrain from being near a hook. We have grabbed a survivor. We are going to get blinded, which is ethical. They are immediately healed due to adrenaline, which is also not only ethical, but skillful. Very nice. We mind gamed the Fang by accident. We have hit the Fang. The Fang has disappeared. We have found him once again. Now it's looking very scary, like we might get two kills here, which is not good. But we should be forgiven because of how, ethically we played. Now you might be hearing that word a lot, and you might not know what it means, but it's basically just being a good person. And you really want to be a good person as a killer, because the survivors are your friends, they are your babies, you must love them, they will never love you, they will always treat you badly and disrespect you, but that is your job. You are here to be disrespected, you are here to be mocked, and if you do not do that, well, why are you playing this game? The survivors are here to win, and you are here to lose. We play the game completely ethically, so of course, you can expect the survivors to mock you and bully you in the chat. But if they are generous, they will be kind to you. Let's see if our survivor overlords are kind to us. We have not earned any praise, I'm afraid. But we can sleep well knowing that we played as ethical of a game as we possibly could. And that is all that matters.